Hey guys, and welcome to my review of the Blue Circle Audio BC1022. Now, I'm super excited to talk about this amplifier because number one, I've actually had experience with other Blue Circle Audio products in the past, especially their amplifiers, and so far I've liked what I've heard. But the big thing is, I think this also opens up an opportunity to talk about what you get when you step into an amplifier at this price point, which in this case is nearly $5,000. So with that said, let's take a closer look at this amplifier. Alright guys, so here it is, a butt-naked BC1022. And one of the first things most of you are going to notice is this beautiful wooden faceplate on the front of the amplifier. Now it's important to note that this wooden faceplate is actually an optional feature. The stock unit comes with a very good looking stainless steel faceplate. And overall, as you'd expect, this is a very well built amplifier. Now $4,800, yes, I'm going to round up by $5. It's definitely not cheap, but believe it or not, in the world of Blue Circle Audio, this is actually pretty affordable because their amps tend to get much bigger and much more expensive. Now, right here, you're going to notice a 600 volt transformer, and combined with the transistors here, it'll output roughly 120 watts into 8 ohms and 160 into 4. Now, this entire circuit is a low bias Class AB amplifier, which allows it to run very efficient. And overall, this piece was designed to appeal to those who love the Blue Circle sound, but they want something that's slimmer, something that can fit into an equipment rack, and something that runs pretty cool. But overall, this amplifier can drive just about any speaker above 2 ohms fairly well. Now, one of the biggest selling points behind this amplifier, well, there's actually two things. Number one, it has a huge reservoir of capacitance. 488,000 microfarads to be precise, which is huge. This is what contributes to those big, powerful dynamic swings. So this amplifier can definitely dish out the dynamics, but the big thing is, besides these two circuit boards that you see, this entire amp is point-to-point wired, which is incredibly unusual for not only a solid state piece, but especially a solid state piece at this price point. Almost everything's pretty much just printed on circuit boards and slapped together. So a lot of time and a lot of work, a tremendous amount of work, goes into building each one of these pieces. And that's really what sets Blue Circle Audio apart from the rest of the competition, is just that kind of care to detail. And as an also aside, I really do like these heat sinks. They're very unusual. Haven't seen them in any other amplifier, and even though they remain hidden most of the time, they're quite pretty to look at. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the inside of the Blue Circle BC1022. Now let's talk about how it sounds. Alright guys, so one of the biggest compliments that I can give to this amplifier or to any piece of hi-fi is when I first connected it to my system, I couldn't stop listening to music. Seriously, I must have connected it at around 11 p.m. and I didn't stop until 5 a.m. I just spent that entire time going through disc after disc after disc. This amplifier just helped to pull me into the musical experience in a way that, quite honestly, few components that I've reviewed so far have. And guys, that's what this whole thing is about. So suffice to say, yeah, that's a pretty good thing. So now let's talk about the character of the amp. So if you were to buy this amplifier, this is what you're going to hear. You're going to hear a distinctly warm presentation that's laid back, but still has liveliness to it. And what I mean by that is the top end is going to have a little bit of sparkle. The mid-range is going to be surprisingly open, but it's going to have this warm, lit from within character. I hesitate to say tube-like because it's so overused, but it really does kind of replicate that organic, full, palatable mid-range that so many people have come to know and love from a really good tube amp. And the bass itself is going to be well done. It's going to be balanced. I think the good word is balanced. There's not too much of it, there's not too little, and I find that it complements a very wide variety of speakers, whether it's a bookshelf that needs a little bit more push down below, and that's because of its slightly warm character, or whether you have a big speaker that's maybe a little too much for the room. Well, there's not so much bottom end that it's just going to overwhelm your room. So overall, I would say the bass is well done. You still get all the things that you look for with a good amplifier. The resolution's fine. The balance between the frequencies is going to be fine. The dynamics is very good. I mean, you saw that reservoir capacitors. The dynamics are very responsive. No, it's not this big crushing dynamic wave of energy that you can get with maybe a more efficient Class D amplifier, but it's still going to be very, very good. And overall, the best thing about this amplifier to me, besides this lit from within character, is going to be the fact that it matches a wide variety of speakers pretty darn well. Now, as far as complaints go, if I had any complaints about the sound, I would say it's only about the top end. I think the top end is a little bit rough sounding. I do wish it was just a little smoother or a little more refined. I think that's where you get to hear that it's a solid state amplifier, which really and truly, to be fair, is how it works with most solid state amps. Now, here's the thing though. As I mentioned before, Blue Circle likes to customize their pieces. So if you say, man, Sean just described everything that I want in an amplifier, but his description on the top end just gave me a moment for pause, well, that's okay. All you have to do is contact them and say, hey, could you build me this amplifier, but smoothen the top end for me a little bit? Gilbert at Blue Circle can do that for you, which leads me to the only other caveat worth mentioning, and that is, in this day and age, people want instantaneous gratification. They want to spend their money and get their product, boom, like that. And it doesn't work that way with Blue Circle Audio. This is a made-to-order piece, which means you place the order and they build it for you and then they send it out, And it can take anywhere between 1 month to 2 months to get you this amplifier. And some people just do not have the patience to wait that long, which of course isn't a fault of the amplifier itself, but that's the price you pay. If you want to get this customized piece, if you want to get something that's going to last this long and have this kind of sound, then that's what it's going to take. Anyways, guys, otherwise, I think this is a wonderful sounding amplifier, which leads me to my final thoughts. Alright guys, so let's be real here. This is not an inexpensive amplifier. And in hi-fi, I noticed that the higher price something is, the lower its perceived value tends to be. Which begs the question, is this amplifier worth it? And to me, the answer is pretty straightforward. If you can't afford it, then yeah, no, it's not. But if you can afford it, if you have a passion for music and you want something that has this lit from within character, yet still falls within the parameter of what we've come to know and expect from a high quality, high performance amplifier, then yeah, this should absolutely be shortlisted. And what I love so much about the Blue Circle BC1022, besides its build quality, is its balanced character. Not only does it make it fun to listen to music, but it matches a wide variety of speakers. So this is just an easy recommendation for just about anybody. It doesn't matter if you have Magnapans, Martin Logans, Wilsons, Magicos, Focals, Harbess. I've come to find that this amp really does match it all, and it has the ability to drive most of those speakers pretty well. So this is a very easy recommendation for me, and I know I already opened this review with a very flattering comment, so I'm going to close it with another flattering comment of saying, this is going to be one of those pieces that's going to suck to send back. So I don't feel that way about a lot of the stuff that comes through these doors, but I do feel that way about this piece right here. So it's been a lot of fun. I think Blue Circle did a great job with this amplifier, and that's going to be my take on the 1022. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.